Hey there, welcome back to the eighth and probably the final of our summer series for 2023. Things are about to get so busy with back to school and the transition into fall. So, although I am still hanging on to summer itself, and I'm going to keep heating my pool so I can swim and just soak up the sunshine as long as possible, I know we're right at that cusp of fall season, which, believe it or not, uh, as much as I love the summertime and have really enjoyed it this year in particular, fall is my favorite. And we are going to be enjoying all of the quintessential fall things. I live in a part of the country where the colors are just spectacular. My kids are all into sports, so there's football and soccer and all kinds of just outdoor activities. So it's a busy season, but also one of my top favorite of the year. It's also a great season for business building with Young Living. Right around this time, things begin to kind of amp up and people begin to come back from summer vacation and settle back into like their normal daily routines. And they tend to focus again on, oh, we need to get ready for the winter season. The kids are going to be back in school and they're going to be picking up germs and bringing home all of the things from daycare and school. And it's just a great time to be prepared with immune supporting supplements, oils in your diffuser that particularly are good for just cutting down on airborne pathogens and all of that kind of stuff. So people do tend to kind of shift their focus back to themselves and prioritize their wellness and health. So it's a great time to be there and offer them the products that we know work tremendously, the products that we are already implementing into our daily wellness routines, and maybe provide extra structure for people who are just getting started so that they know, like, hey, here's the easy button for giving yourself a better fighting chance this fall, this winter time. Make sure you've got like your inner defense or your MU gummies or your MU Pro, your thieves oil, that kind of stuff. All the stuff that we know that we rely on a daily basis is what people are going to be looking for right now anyway. So it's a great opportunity for those of us who know and love Young Living to share that with other people around us, right? Why would we not want to share with our friends, with our family members, with the people on our kids' sports teams, those that we're running into on a regular basis? Why would we not want to share with them something that's worked so well that could also benefit them? That is exactly how I got started with Young Living 9 years ago, was using the products for particular health needs that my family had and the things that were of concern to me. And as I had great experiences and was finding things that really worked for us, I was telling those in my immediate circle. So my best friends and my mom and my family members, I was sharing with them, hey, I use this thing and it helped us so much. And little did I know at the time that was going to begin to snowball into what was just originally like a $360 check. That was a bonus that I got from Young Living for my referrals into a full-time income for our family over the last 9 years. So it's been a fantastic journey for us. It's not without hard work. When you're first getting started, it is very simple to get the ball rolling. As you grow, it does require your focused concentration. It's not just magic. It's not just some crazy thing that does its own, that just magically happens on its own. This is a job, and you can take it as far or as little as you want it to be. If you are interested in earning an income that will just kind of offset the cost of your own purchases from Young Living, you can totally do that. You can just earn enough to pay for your product each month. And that way you are not dipping into your household budget. You're not adding any extra expenses for your family. Or if you want to take it a little step further and get your orders paid for and have a little bit of extra money that you have for discretionary cash. So maybe some of those extras that your family might want, they're not necessarily your needs, but maybe you just want to be able to finance an extra sports opportunity or a travel opportunity that came your way, or extra school supplies, new shoes. Maybe you want a membership to your local gym, those kinds of things. you can totally do that with Young Living. Pace yourself to be on the track to earn just enough to finance that. If you do want to take it to where it's more of a full-time or replacement income, you can also do that. You just keep at it. You keep doing the same thing, and then you show others how to do it as well. And that is how we grow businesses. That is how we grow our teams and our communities around the world. My team, Pretty Simple Essentials, is a worldwide team. We have members all over the place, all over the nation, and then also throughout the world. We've got a great team that's building locally in Mexico, lots of Spanish speakers. We have resources if you do speak Spanish. We have a team in Malaysia. We've got some teams scattered throughout Europe. And it's just been a fabulous opportunity for our family financially, as well as for me personally, to meet all of these wonderful people, to be in connection and community. So today we are going to be hearing from two of the leaders within the Young Living community, dropping in on a speech that was delivered during Convention 2023. That's what this entire summer series has been about, just sharing with you guys some of the great info and workshops that came out during Convention this year. And I do hope that you will be inspired by it. I hope that you will learn some ways to share Young Living that maybe you've not tried before. If you have been on a sharing journey with Young Living, or if this is new, maybe you are just thinking about it, you're wondering if this would be something that would be of interest to you, and if it would be something you'd want to invest your time and energy into. And we're going to be talking mostly about in-person interactions today. So we do have resources for people that like to share on social media. I like to do both, but I really love the in-person interaction. I love the hands-on experience when I can get people in a room together, having conversations, being busy about making something that they can all then take home with them and continue the experience at home. So we're going to hear more about how exactly you can do that during this morning's speech and presentation. So if you are here with us live and you would like to stick around at the end of the event and you want to have interactive dialogue, we can definitely do that. I'll be available for questions, answers, and just conversation at the end. And this will also be available for replay. So we'll have the entire playlist of summer series calls available on my YouTube channel, nice and succinctly into a playlist for you, so you can go through all of those. We are learning about products. We're learning about oil production. We had a great workshop all about gut health, children's immune health, all kinds of resources for you there if you want to go back and watch those. So I am going to go ahead and share my screen with you, and we will listen in to this great workshop. It was about 30 minutes long, I believe. Hold on just a moment. I got to make sure I have the right window open for you.
Yeah, come off the fire side of my veins. You cannot take this. There we go. Gracias, Ana. Bienvenidos todos. It's good to be back with you again for just a few minutes today. And I'm honored to be able to share this presentation with a good friend of mine in the Royal Crown Diamond, Lula Schiller. We're going to talk about something that we're both quite excited about. Let the products do the talking. And we don't have a whole lot of time, so want to get right into it. One of the most basic and fundamental principles of marketing and sales is to lean heavily on your competitive advantage, to highlight what makes you different from everyone else, and especially if you have something that no one else has. Todos. Yeah, come off the fire side of my veins. You cannot take this. There we go. Gracias, Ana. Bienvenidos todos. It's good to be back with you again for just a few minutes today. And I'm honored to be able to share this presentation with a good friend of mine in the Royal Crown Diamond, Lula Schiller. We're going to talk about something that we're both quite excited about. Let the products do the talking. And we don't have a whole lot of time, so want to get right into it. One of the most basic and fundamental principles of marketing and sales is to lean heavily on your competitive advantage, to highlight what makes you different from everyone else, and especially if you have something that no one else has. Over the past year or so, I've had the opportunity to travel around the country and meet with a bunch of groups, to have meetings and to do some trainings. And I've asked a lot of groups, what is Young Living's competitive advantage? Of course, I get answers like, it's our seed to seal commitment. We have our own farms. Gary was the founder and the father of the modern essential oils movement, and so on. All of these are great competitive advantages. But I like to wrap it up with this. We make the best essential oil in the world. And I'm not just saying that because I work for Young Living. Let me give you a little bit of context here. I got to know Young Living up close and personal in 2016 when I worked with the company as a consultant. Prior to that, I've been working as a consultant in this industry since 1994 when Amway hired me to help them open Mexico. Since then, I worked with a lot of companies, and I've been able to see deep behind the curtains at most of them. I thought I had seen it all and heard it all in this industry. But when I witnessed what Young Living does as part of our seed to seal commitment, I was blown away. No company in the industry had invested so much or gone to such lengths to ensure the quality of their products. I could talk about this for hours and explain all the detail behind why I am perfectly confident when I say we make the best essential oils in the world. The cool thing about this is, as I've said that before, I've never had anyone that knows what we do challenge that statement. What do you think? Do you agree? Do we make the best essential oils in the world? Okay, if that's true, if we produce the best in the world, wouldn't that be one of our greatest competitive advantages? Being the best at anything is an amazing advantage. So let's lean on that. Let's build on that. Let's leverage our advantage. How do we do that? Let's talk a little bit about marketing. When a company has the best in the world, how do they market it? How do they position things? Let's think about companies that sell, for example, the fastest cars in the world or the most luxurious cars. How do they position the car? Do you see a commercial that explains what a four-stroke engine is, that tells you how it gets the exact amount of gasoline with the exact amount of air at the precise time to create an explosion that makes the car fast or makes the engine run smoothly? Do the commercials explain where the leather came from, how many stitches per inch they put in it, or how many cows it took to make the seats? No. There is no explanation necessary, and there's none given. Companies that are the top in their class rarely explain anything. In their marketing, if they do marketing, you see videos of lifestyle. They want you to see what it would feel like to have the best, what it would feel like to own the best. They do everything they can to get you to have an experience with their product. In effect, what they do is they get you to have an experience, even if it just happens in your imagination. Let's switch over to the sales type. What about the salesperson? How do they sell the fastest car or the most luxurious car? Again, do they tell you everything about the car? Do they try to explain the latest technologies that make it the fastest or the most luxurious? They talk about the engine, the computers, the brake. No, none of that. In fact, their pitch is reduced to something as simple as this. Mrs. Schiller, why don't you take this car for a test drive? See what it feels like. In fact, why don't you take it home tonight? See what it feels like to park this car in your driveway. Bring it back tomorrow so you can enjoy this test drive with no pressure. They explain nothing. They get you to experience it. When you have the best product in the world, you want people to have an experience with it. No explanation, no matter how great the explanation, can be as powerful as an experience with the best. The opposite is true, though. The more you explain, the more you detract from your real competitive advantage. You see, inferior products are sold with a lot of hype and convincing. It takes a lot of impressive facts or the fear of loss to get someone to buy. You've all heard things like, my slippers have our patented 4-layer technology, blah, 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 blah. And they have, and not only this, if you buy now, you get, and it goes on, right? Anything to get someone to take action. When you talk too much, the more you try to convince people, the more you start using the strategies that are used for inferior products. So here's a question for you. If you believe that we have the best products in the world, then let the products do the talking and get out of their way. Are you willing to do that? The greatest thing about this is that it's so easy to do. Anyone, even a brand new brand partner, can do this successfully. Think about it. How many of you have ever had to kind of muster up the courage to pitch someone about our products or your business opportunity? How many times have you had to try to muster up the courage to try to call someone on your contact list? What if sharing experience with our products was so simple and comfortable to do that it was fun? What if on top of that, it was much more effective than any other approach you could use? Lula and Steven Schiller have been using simple and comfortable approaches that anyone can do effectively with their team all over the world. So let's hear from their experience. Lula, come up on stage. Tell us what you've been doing and what you've learned from it. Let's give her a big applause. Welcome, Lula.
Yes. ¿Dónde están los latinos? And everybody else, welcome. Hello, everyone. I'm super excited to be here and have the opportunity to present with Martin. I know he's in the back, but we're presenting together, believe it or not. And we have been doing this training together for the last 6 months with our team. And I think it's working great. And I do remember when I first started, I was like, Brenda is here, my upline, and I wanted her brain in my head. I was like, I want to know all of that because obviously I'm not a wellness and I am not into, health. I study business administration. But okay, why am I here? 2 reasons. One, because Brenda said yes, and I said I didn't say yes. Second, because my husband said yes. So that's another story. He enrolled, I did not. I just share. But who's Lula? And I want to tell you a little bit about me. So 15 years ago, I was a happy single woman with a very, very good life in Mexico. I was surrounded by my family, by my friends, love. I had a great job that I love. I was a professor. That's my passion. I love educating people. I love serving others. And I believe that I can do the future better with my passion. And that was my job. That was my life. My job was very demanding. The income was not the greatest. But back then, I did not know any better. So one day, a very good friend, I was 35, I was single, told me, why don't you go online and maybe try dating? And I was like, oh no, that's not for me. I'm single, happy, I don't need anybody. And I'm not gonna go look online. Guess what, I did go online. So I met my husband online, he's right there. That's another story that worked for us. Don't ask me if online dating works. It worked for me. So I moved from from Mexico, the desert, the hot weather, the 120 degrees, to Minnesota, the North Pole, 6 months of snow, like I don't know how many Celsius degrees under zero, but I love it. But I left my family, my friends, my country, and obviously I moved to a new country where I was excited. I was excited to start a new life, to start a new family. But I gotta say, I feel lonely. I felt not useful. I was sitting in this apartment and I was doing nothing after working for 14 years. But I became a mother. So I was a happy mom, I was a happy wife, but there was something still there that, I was missing. And believe me, for some time, I looked for a job. I updated my resume. He wanted me to work. I wanted to work. I wanted to do something. But I found nothing. So the loneliness feeling was there, not feeling useful was still there. I was an immigrant, a Mexican in the United States, looking for an opportunity, a frustrated professional woman, because I actually love to work. And then one day, one of my husband clients, she's sitting next to him right now, presented to us an opportunity. And that's when my wellness journey started. Believe me, I didn't know anything about essential oils before. I not know a lot right now because I want you to have that very clear. You don't have to be an expert. But I found a way to have a side job, to feel that I was doing something. And at the same time, I found a way to reconnect with my country, with my family, with my friends, and to make more friends. And Young Living has allowed me to reconnect with my passion, which is educating and serving others. I really enjoy doing that. I found a way to dream again. I found a way to not feel lonely. And I found a way to design our life. So no more loneliness, friends and many more friends. And I can go visit my family whenever I want. Yes, I can help others to start their own wellness journey and transform their life as I did. So this is me, just a simple woman. That's my family. That's the one who said yes. That's our son who's 13. In that age, we're cologne in deodorant and mommy, can you do my hair? It's adorable. It's adorable. So I'm just a woman. I'm just a mom. I'm just a wife, like a lot of you who just found a company with great products, and that just kept me going. I also want you to know what I'm not. And I respect everybody, all right? Want to make that very clear. I am not a massage therapist. I am not an aromatherapist. I don't have any certifications. So I'm just telling you this because it doesn't matter who you are, you can do this. So all you need to do is to be you and let the products do the job. And Martin introduced you to that recently. You gotta do it simple. Simple duplicates. If somebody sees me doing simple things, they can go, oh, I can do what she's doing. But if somebody sees you doing something very confusing and very hard, I'm like, I cannot even pronounce the words in English, to be honest. So before coming here, and when people told me what we were talking about, I went to my team and I said, okay, I'm gonna make a survey to all of those who have never enrolled anybody but love the product. Because I wanna know why they're not sharing with people. So these are the 3 main reasons in our team. Number 1, I don't have enough knowledge. Number 2, and I'm not moving this. That was my story. That's what I'm not. And okay, here we go. So number 1, I don't have enough knowledge. Number 2, I don't feel ready. Number 3, I would love to do it, but I don't know how. So that got me thinking, do we know it all? Who knows it all here? I don't see any hands. We don't. So we just need to use the product. We need to have experiences and then share great stories with our people. Do you know how powerful an experience can be? Do you know? Yes? Yes. Why are you here? Because you had an experience. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for, using one product one time and going like, what is this? Why is it work? Steven, who sold you this? He remembers. The first time I used an oil, he remembered. I was like, I need to talk to this woman. I need to know why this thing works. So experience is a driving force in marketing, in customer engagement as well. Martin was talking about a car and how you go and buy cars. A few months back, a year ago actually, I went to Atlanta to visit a friend. I love her car. And when I came back to Minnesota, I told Steven, I want a Santa Fe. I loved it. So after going to the dealership, we couldn't, how the cars are nowadays. You cannot have just take a car and go with it. You gotta wait 8 months or 10. So finally, we go to the dealership in Minneapolis and with Steven, let's go drive a Santa Fe. They didn't have any. Why do you think I wanted a Santa Fe? Because when I went to my friends, I love it. I love the experience. I love the space in the car. I was thinking about my tall husband. Like, he's going to fit in the car. So we go to Minneapolis. I asked for a Santa Fe. No Santa Fe. No Santa Fe to drive. But then they had this car in the display. And Steven is like, oh, it looks nice. It's pretty. It's a 7-passenger. I said, oh, we have one already. We don't need a 7-passenger. I want a smaller car. Guess what the sales guy did? Go drive it. So yes, I went and drove. Guess what happened? I bought it. Just like that, I was like, oh, I'm leaving this place with a new car that I didn't want. But the experience. So what I want you to know is nowadays people are seeking for more than products or services. They want memorable interactions and meaningful experiences. An experience evoke an emotion and create a lasting memory. Yes, okay. So let's do experiences with our people. So do you all remember the first product you used? Just out loud. Thieves, Stress Away, Digest, Valor. Okay, all of you had one great experience with one great product. I did too. For me, it was frankincense, the one that smelled like a church. That's what my mother used to say. And I still remember the reaction when I used that oil in my son and I saw the result and I was like, uh-oh, what is this? For me personally, was Digest. I call it el apestosito. Spanish speaking people know what that is, the stinky one. But that was the first product I tried on me. And oh my God, I just want to tell you that that oil made this woman a very happy one who could visit the bathroom more often. I was like, oh my goodness, after 38 years, I found something. And I will never forget that. So we have high quality products that provide a strong foundation for those people who are looking for wellness. And we have them to engage them with experiences too, that align with solutions that people are looking for a better and healthier lifestyle. So the power of experience, seriously, is important. It took me a year and 8 months, I believe, to make the decision to share Young Living. I loved the product for a year and a half, doing nothing. using the product, but not sharing the product. Because I thought, like a lot of my members, that I needed to know everything, that I needed to be an expert, that I needed to study. And no. So when I started sharing, and I'm just gonna tell you this because that seriously, my first classes were just like sitting in a living room with that box and talking about the oils, what I knew, how I use them, and pass them around. And I said in Spanish, when I share an oil, me lo melo. What's that? Me lo huelo, me lo chupo, me lo tomo, me lo pongo, me lo melo. So sorry for the English speaking people, but I put it on, I drink it, I rub it, I mellow, I do whatever. So I used to say, grab the oil, talk a little bit about it, and then around. It goes around, it goes around. And it's amazing what you see. Faces, changes. You see the expression of the people, the posture, the people just changing because that's the magic of our product. So just do it simple. At the same time, you have to become a storyteller. There's a saying in there that says that facts sell, stories sell. You don't have to go to school to create experiences. You don't have to learn a lot to tell your story. You all have stories with different products. You all have stories with the business opportunity too. So make it simple. And simple will duplicate. And that's what we all want. Who wants to grow their team? I do. I do want to grow. I want to help them to grow. I want to have more stars and senior stars and executives. And if I can teach them a way to share that is simple, do you think that they're going to go for it? I think so. That won't stop them. That won't be an obstacle not to do it. So you have to become a storyteller. And please tell simple stories too. When I first heard Martine's training, I was like traumatized. I was like, oh my God, I done it wrong. Like for these 12 years, I done it wrong. So no, we haven't. We haven't done it wrong. It's just that the world changed. People want things quickly. They're looking for solutions. And we have them. So after hearing Martine for the first time, I knew that I had to unlearn a lot of the things that I was doing and then relearn things that work now. And what he's been doing in the last 4 months, maybe. We went to Texas, we did a little bit of that. We went to Arizona and did a little bit of that. So what we've been doing is just creating an experience for people. We don't do classes like, oily classes anymore. We just come and do a bath bomb, drink Ninja Red, come and do a face mask, come and do a repellent with our products. And that's pretty easy. And I love Martin and his team. Thank you, guys. I call them the rebel with a cause because it's un rebelde con causa. That's the same in Spanish. Because he's always thinking in us, the members first, and trying to give us tools that can help us grow. So we've been doing this, and it's been a lot of fun. And I know when you come to a workshop, you maybe love listening to people, maybe not. But what for me is more important is that you leave this room with something that is going to help you. And Martine and I and all the team prepare something for all of you to take home after this. So sharing and growing a team should not be complicated. For me, there's 4 things that are important. Number 1, love the product. We all do. And that means use the product every day. If you invite me to your house, please don't have candles. Change all your soaps in your bathrooms. Have my shampoo for me in your bathroom too. Obviously, Young Living. So you need to love the product first. Number 2, be yourself. You cannot be somebody else. You cannot have somebody else's brain in yours, although I want it. Just be yourself. Number 3, and this one is very important, have fun. Have fun in the process. The moment this business is not fun, it's pretty easy to walk away and say like, nah, no, I'm leaving. Oh, thank you. Somebody's moving that for me, so I'm not moving it. Ah, there you go. All right. Have fun. Who's going to the Latino party tonight? Hey, you are all invited. We're gonna have a lot of fun. So have fun, please. So whenever you're going to an event, whenever you're doing a meeting, whenever you're training people, have fun and enjoy the moment. Number 4, remember that it's not about you. It's about them. It's not about me knowing it all. It's not about me training people. It's not about me. No, it's about them. How can I help you? How can I help them? How can I do their life easier? How can I help them to start their wellness journey? It's not about me. So just let the products do the work. And like Martin says, you need to learn to shh. What does that mean? That when you are in a party, we go to a lot of parties in Latino people, right? You also do. And then the person is like, they had a good experience and they're asking you, what is that? And then you start going like, ooh, you're like, somebody wants to know about lavender and Young Living, so this is my time. And then you go in and start like, okay, this is lavender from Young Living. It's an American company, 30 years in the market. The seed to seal is that makes us different. And you start like going and going and going. And that person is just like, I just wanted to know what it is because it helped me. So we need to learn to shh and just have the people have the experience. If you give a sample, just give the sample. That's it. That's it. You need to learn to shh people and let them ask you, hey, that felt wonderful. What is it? And like Martin says, which is very hard for us, it's like, hey, we're in a party. This is not the time to tell you. What about I told you tomorrow and I let you know what it is and we have a conversation. But most of the time we're like, one person wants to know. So no, please learn to unlearn and learn to shush a little bit and let just the product do the work like we are, that's why we're here. So we all want you to have a great tool and that has helped our team. And I wish, this is for new people, okay? If you have a new person who wants to share a Young Living and you're like telling them you need to learn all of this, okay, don't tell them they need to learn all of that. It's a very simple tool that we're gonna put a QR code over there that you go there and it's gonna be a folder and you can click Spanish or English. And yes, it's bilingual, woohoo! And what I love about that is that new people in our team that have been, telling, hey, I want to share Young Living. And you just tell them, okay, super simple. What's the first product you used? Oh, it's this. What did it make you feel? Oh, that. Do you want to help more people to have the same experience? Oh, yes. Okay, let's plan a get together. I don't even want to say a class or a meeting, a get together and have an experience with those people. So what you're going to find in there, it's not on the screen, but if you all have your phones and already click on the QR code, is the following information. Now I need my glasses. See? All right. What you're gonna find there is how to host a successful at-home event. And it's got, a list of things in there that are important before, during, and after. Then you have a checklist. Then you have, obviously, the benefits of having a meeting in your house. And then at the very end, it's like how to prepare the setup. Some tips on, drinks that you can give, things that you can put in the diffuser. And then you have the attendee meeting registration. But the best part for me is what you're gonna find at the very, very end. And that is experiences. And it tells you exactly, first, you open up like this, and then do these questions, and then listen to the answers, and then give some testimonials and stories about the things that you have experienced regarding that subject. And you're gonna find that there's different ones. And these are not the only ones. These are the ones that they created for us to give us like a path. You can go and create more. But then you have like the structure on how to do it, which is super, super easy. So I love this. And obviously it also has survey for the after meeting. Like, okay, guys, you're here. What else do you want to learn? So I hope that you put these into motion. I hope that you get this tool. And obviously, please train your new people on sharing in a very simple way. Creating experiences, you know what to do. You can trade them very easily. It's like 10 pages maybe, because the experiences is 1 page each, but it's not too long. And we're having a lot of success.
When I started with Young Living 9 years ago, I was thinking about, what will I even call this endeavor that I am doing with this team or this community that I'm building? And I decided on the name Pretty Simple Essentials, because I wanted to keep things simple. I didn't want it to be complicated. I didn't want it to be overwhelming. I didn't want it to be intimidating. And along the way, I have probably overcomplicated things at times and learned from that, and always coming back to how can I make this easier? And I don't think it gets any simpler than what Lula was sharing about creating experiences. People want to have community, especially after the past few years in the world experiences that we've been through with isolation, and so many people just feeling cut off, and they've missed out on a lot, and people are craving that human connection again. And I think that we have a great opportunity to kind of foster environments where people can be in community with one another, doing something that's productive, that benefits them, taking some time to focus on self-care and creating a better life for themselves. So keeping it simple, focusing on sharing those stories, which of course begins with actually having experiences ourselves. So if you've got any oils in your collection that you're not yet using, go ahead and give them a try. Don't feel like you have to have read a book about stress away to employ it in your daily life. Start using it. Start seeing how it makes you feel. How does it affect your mood or your emotions or your energy level? With Young Living's new Essential Solutions Kit, which is a great starter kit option for people that are just getting used to using essential oils, there are oils in there, 6 oils in there that are the most popular oils that Young Living sells. They are the ones that are the easiest to have experiences with. They work so powerfully and so quickly. It's a great place for you to begin sharing. What are your personal stories with lavender oil? When have you used it to benefit your life? Which things have you experienced with peppermint oil, or what can you make with peppermint oil? I know coming out of the summer now, we're on the tail end, but so many people are looking for like a sunburn or after sun exposure type of spray. Peppermint and lavender together would be a great option for that. So getting people together in person to make something with these two, and then showing them, hey, those 2 oils are actually available right in this little kit, is just a great way for them to grab their oils and get started. There's a diffuser included. You don't have to, give them a big rundown of all the different diffusers that Young Living carries and all of the features and the runtime and the different lighting settings. Just get them this first one to get started with. It's a great beginner's diffuser. It's a great way to add the benefits of aromatic inhalation to their experience. Just create your stories and share them. If you haven't seen the inside of this kit, there's actually roll-ons in there as well, deep relief, stress away. And then the blends are thieves and purification. So make sure that you are having experiences with these oils. And it makes it so much easier to share from our own personal wisdom and our personal life story. So when you're sharing with people, I do hope that your main takeaway from this call today was to not overcomplicate it. Don't be worried that you don't have enough expertise or wisdom, or you don't have all the answers, because nobody's really looking for you to have the answers. They're not expecting you to be their one go-to guru. You can always employ other resources to help people if they have a question that you don't know the answer to, because you don't, it's just not important to you, it's not of interest to you, it's not applicable to your own life. You can always look it up in a desk reference or look it up in some of our reference apps. They are great tools for just diving in and seeing, well, what can be used for this particular purpose. But take the fear or the intimidation out of thinking I have to know it all and do it all. That is it for today's call. I will stick around for live interaction for those of you that are here. Otherwise, thank you for joining in the summer series. If you have any particular health topics or business questions that we did not cover during this series, and maybe you want me to post some bonus content, please do let me know. You can leave a comment and also subscribe to this channel so that I know that you are out there watching and you're interested in the content, and I will continue to provide more. So thank you for being here, and I will catch you on the next one.